I have a really sad story coming out of the Middle East. A short video here from Haaretz explains.
Ibrahim Abu Thuraya was a double amputee in a wheelchair. He was severely injured in the year of 2008 by an airstrike of Israel. Ever since then, he was going on his wheelchair. He was totally depending on the wheelchair, but he never stopped the struggle against the Israeli occupation. Last Friday, he went to another demonstration against the occupation and against the recognition of the United States in Jerusalem as the Israeli capital. He moved on the ground, he moved on his wheelchair, he had raised the Palestinian flag in his hand, and then a sniper of the IDF, the most moral army in the world, shot him dead. He shot him in his head, and Ibrahim Abu Thuraya was killed. 9 years after the Israeli army took both his legs, the Israeli army took his life. Israeli media hardly mentioned it. Most of the newspapers and TV shows didn't even inform the Israelis about the killing of a double amputee in a wheelchair. Can you imagine yourself what would have happened if the Palestinians would have dared to do the same crime and kill a double amputee in a wheelchair? Do you know how much blood, how many arrests, and how many words would have been spread about the barbaric Palestinians who do those things? The killing of Ibrahim Abu Thuraya should bother anyone who cares about international law, about justice, about equality, and about human values. Yesterday he was buried in Gaza, and Israel couldn't care less.
This is one of those stories that around the world people are talking about it, and it's absolutely obscene and it's vicious on the part of Israel, and barely makes a blip in the radar in the U.S. Print outlets are covering it, little to no coverage on TV. And he does the thought experiment of flip it if it's the Palestinians versus the Israelis, and the Palestinians kill an Israeli man peacefully protesting. A sniper kills him. Double amputee. Somebody who was a double amputee already because of Israel, and now they just get sniped while they're peacefully protesting holding a flag. Yeah, that would be covered endlessly, and that would be used as a justification for another cutting the grass bomb orgy that Netanyahu loves so much. But you could do the thought experiment a million different ways. Imagine it's Iran. So you just had the UN ambassador, U.S. ambassador to the UN, Nikki Haley, do a press conference where they had shellings of weapons from allegedly from Iran that was given to them by Saudi Arabia, and given to Nikki Haley by Saudi Arabia, and she's talking about the aggression must stop. But then you look at the backstory of it, and it's allegedly a missile that was shot from Yemen into Saudi Arabia. Well, so that's not Iran, that's Yemen. But why was Yemen shooting? Because they're fucking trying to protect themselves from the onslaught of bombing from Saudi Arabia. So it is a retaliation. It is an attempt of defending themselves. But they portray that, they spin that as, look at this fucking aggression from Iran. Look at this. If the U.S. had a story of Iran killing somebody from the U.S. or somebody from Israel or somebody from Saudi Arabia in a wheelchair, peacefully protesting, holding a flag, and Iran, a sniper went through the fucking person's head, it's already war. We're already at war. We're already out at war. We would go, that's it. We got to defend ourselves. We got to fight. Look at these barbarians fucking killed a double amputee. But it's Israel. We're not even talking about it in the U.S. Not even talking about it. And then watch. If there's another conflict that breaks out, it will not be described as the Palestinians are defending themselves because you have the Israeli army sniping double amputees who are peacefully protesting. So the Palestinians are defending themselves, and by the way, even if that didn't happen, they'd be fucking defending themselves from continued fucking land grabs and illegal occupation, and the U.S. saying Jerusalem that's it, it's undivided and it's Israel's. But they never would describe it as Palestinians are defending themselves, which is hilarious because one of the biggest talking points coming out of Washington is Israel has a right to defend itself. Do the Palestinians ever have a right to defend themselves? Ever? Will you ever utter those words? Hey, Israel has a right to defend themselves, but the Palestinians have a right to defend themselves too. No, you're not allowed to say that. Fucking disgusting this is, man. How much can they take? That's my question. How much can they take? All the land Israel is on post-1967, it's illegal. They are illegally occupying it, and they're doing apartheid in the process. And now you have the blessing of the U.S. government, the biggest military that ever existed in human history. Israel is backed by that military, and now the U.S. gave them the blessing. Yes, Jerusalem is yours. It's your undivided capital. So whatever prospects were there for a two-state solution are gone. So now they can't turn around and pretend like they're in favor of the peace process like Israel has been doing all along. No, what do you mean we're in favor of the peace? It's the fucking Palestinians. They don't want peace. We want peace. Of course we want peace. They can't even pretend that anymore now. So what's going to happen? Violence is going to break out, and then they're going to clutch their fucking pearls and act like, oh, I can't believe they're being violent with us. If they weren't violent with us, we would be so peaceful and we'd be able to resolve this. Really? Is that why you just fucking shot a double amputee in the head with a sniper who was peacefully protesting? You wonder why virtually every other country on earth goes, the Palestinians are getting a raw deal. They're getting fucked over by Israel, and Israel is not looking for peace. You wonder why they say that. They say that because it's factually true if you're willing to objectively look at the situation.